Hi everybody, happy Wednesday, happy November 1st, happy first day of our Rank It Up group. I want to give a big hug and congrats to all of you who have already went way outside your comfort zones and shared videos today of your why, because your why is such a huge driving force in what is going to help you maintain consistency and give you longevity in this business and on this journey. It's so important to know and understand your why, because if you don't have that why, that deep burning desire down inside of you, it's so easy to make excuses. It's easy to hit snooze. It's easy to not talk to people. Just as easy as it is to do the things to move your business forward, it's just as easy to not do them. And if you don't have that crystal clear why and vision, then it's going to be really hard to do the things every day. So it takes time. And, as I'm telling you mine today, you're going to see that it's unpeeling layers, because I did not know my why and my ultimate vision for all of this when I first signed up to be a coach. My why was because I wanted to earn enough money to cover the cost of my shakes, because I loved the lifestyle. That was my why at the very beginning. So I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about my why of why I started my health and fitness journey in the first place, and then versus my why of that I've developed along the way, my why I keep going. I started my journey. I joined Beachbody a little over 2 years ago. It was August of 2015, and I was 9 months postpartum after having Luke. Lucy was 2, and Levi was neck deep in potato harvest, and it was the first year that he and his brothers were farming their own potatoes versus just the family farm. So they had a lot more skin in the game, and because of that, it just required him to be gone a lot more than what we were used to. And here I was caring for these 2 babies by myself, and I felt like I was drowning in just trying to keep them alive and keep our house functioning. I mean, it was absolutely survival mode. I wasn't doing anything to take care of myself. I had completely lost myself in the role of just being a mom, because I'm also a nurse, and I feel like, one of the things that you learn as a nurse is that your needs come last, and you have to put your patient's needs ahead of yours. So if they need meds, or if they need to go to the bathroom, or whatever is happening with them has to happen now, and you don't get to go to the bathroom, or you don't get to have your lunch, or all of those things, or you have to stay late and catch up on all of your charting, because other people's needs come before your own. And I let the same kind of mentality come into my life when I became a mom, and everything became about my kids. And I started to lose myself. And I didn't really realize how lonely and isolated I was becoming. And I would just use it as an excuse. I was too tired to try and plan play dates. It was too stressful. I made excuses, and it was just easier to stay home. But on the same token, because I wasn't taking care of myself, I didn't have the energy to get down on the floor and play with my babies, or take them to the park, or cook us a healthy dinner, or just enjoy them. I wasn't even enjoying them fully. And I just like kind of had a wake up call one day, and I was like, what am I doing? Like, what am I waiting for? Who am I waiting to swoop in and change all of this? I was blaming it on the fact that Levi was in harvest and I was exhausted and the baby wasn't sleeping through the night and blah, blah, blah. And I finally had to have a reality check with myself and say, like, if I want anything to change, I have to be the one to change it. And it was literally like fate, like that, you know, within a matter of days, I think that I saw my coach's post on Instagram with her transformation and how amazing she looked and how amazing she felt. And I connected with it immediately and messaged her and just decided I was so done with feeling how I felt that I was ready to just put both feet in and do it. And so I did. And, you know, I had a great physical transformation, physical and mental and emotional. I mean, it was the whole package. Like, I'd like to say that I found me again, but honestly, like, I discovered this version inside of me that I didn't even know was there. This me that was 1,000 times better and more energetic and happier than I had ever been in my life. Like, more confidence, more happiness, more everything, because of this journey and the way that I was taking care of my body and the personal development that I was doing and the people that I was surrounding myself with. It literally just like lifted me up to a higher level of living. And I didn't even know that it was possible, like, for that to happen. So I didn't just find me again on this journey. I literally became like the best version that I've ever been of myself, thanks to this journey and this opportunity. And so when I decided to, you know, actually start trying to make this a business and sharing, you know, they asked us to kind of think about and identify, like, what's your perfect day? You know, that vision. What is your perfect day that you picture in your mind when you imagine, just regardless of time or money or anything, like, who are you with? What are you doing? Where are you? And, you know, when I would kind of sit back and reflect on it, like, it would be Levi and I and the kids at home. We would have like a newer house that was out closer to the farm, and I can picture like a pool in the backyard. I'm sitting here looking at our backyard right now and I'm like imagining it. I can picture a pool in our backyard, and, you know, the kids are playing in the pool, and we have people like friends and family over. It's just like a summer evening, like a weeknight, and we're outside barbecuing. Levi's barbecuing. Levi's there, which is like the key piece of this whole vision, is that it's a summer evening, you know, when the sun's kind of starting to go down a little bit, and it's that like magical golden hour. And we're just there with our friends and family. We're relaxed. We don't have these like time constraints on, like, you know, we have to get up for work early in the morning, or we have to get the kids down to bed really early. Like, we're just there and we're relaxed and we're in the moment. And Levi is there. He's not like constantly checking his phone or on the phone with someone or having to leave to go check a circle because something broke down. Because in the summer times, like, he gets home after the kids are already in bed. We don't get that quality time with him because of the amount of time he has to spend on the farm. So when I started like imagining that perfect day and thinking about the fact that, you know, a big piece of that is the fact that Levi is there and present with us, like, I start thinking, like, okay, so a big piece of my vision, number one, I'm not worried about getting up at 4 a.m. the next morning because I have to work. So I'm probably going to be, you know, coaching full time and home with the kids. You know, Levi, we've either like earned enough income that we have someone else that takes care of all of those responsibilities, or we've been able to retire Levi from the farm and he can just be home enjoying our family. And so I really started to think about, like, okay, like, is this possible, you know? And I've seen so many stories of people who have been able to, you know, build this business in a matter of a couple years, you guys, like 3, 4, 5, 7, 10 years, and create incredible streams of income for their families and really build lasting legacies for their kids and their grandkids. And the thought of being able to create something like that to bring him home so that he's with our kids, like there to enjoy them growing up while they're so little. I want them to have those memories of me and their dad being there and not missing anything. Like, you know, when I grew up, both of my parents worked full time, which was fine. Like, we were fine. But I was the kid whose mom never got to go on field trips because she worked full time. And always had to carpool with someone else after school because my parents weren't there to pick me up after school. And like, they did amazing, and you know, they came to pretty much every sporting event and everything that they could. But there was still a lot of moments that we missed because they had to work full time, and I just want something different for my kids. And so you know, you really need to think about what is the cost gonna be if I don't do this. Like, what is the one thing in life that would devastate me if I didn't take a chance on this? And I didn't expect it to be this hard to get out because I've talked about it before, but it's still so like, oh. Farming is really, really stressful for my husband. And, you know, he's literally walking in his dad's footsteps because his dad is a farmer. And my father-in-law had his first heart attack when he was 35. He had a second one about 9 years ago, and we almost lost him then. And then about a year ago, 2 years ago, he had like another episode that wound him up, like literally being wheeled off to the cath lab to save his life. And the doctors have told him, like, if you don't start taking care of yourself, like, your next surgery is going to be open heart surgery. And, you know, Levi and I have been together for 14 years, and so I've been there for almost every, you know, every time he's in the hospital for something, and nothing haunts me like the look on my mother-in-law's face when they wheel him off to the cath lab and we don't know if he's coming back. And having to hold my husband and comfort him. And all I can imagine is the fact that Levi is literally walking in his dad's footsteps. You know, he's 28 and has like borderline high blood pressure, and because what they do is just so stressful. And I don't ever want to be in my mother-in-law's shoes, like watching them wheel Levi away, not knowing if he's going to come back. I don't want my kids to have to go through that, what Levi's gone through with his dad. And I know that this opportunity was placed in my lap for a reason, and I'm not going to waste it, because this is literally something that can save his life and just keep our family together and healthy and thriving for as long as possible. So, like, when we talk about that thing inside of you that just like sets your soul on fire, and that thing that gets you out of bed in the morning, that's what it is. That's what keeps me like plugging away at this business, even when my head is buried in the toilet with morning sickness, or I'm laying down in bed on bed rest for weeks on end. Like, this is why I know that I was given this opportunity to help change and influence lives and make a difference in the world and make a difference in other people's lives, and literally save my husband's life at the same time. And I'm not going to waste it. I'm not going to take it for granted. You know, we have the most incredible platform to reach people and literally like break the chains of obesity and heart disease, and like stop these, you know, devastating things that happen for families. And my husband already has bad genetics on his side, so I'm literally going to do everything possible on my end to make sure that that we can bring him home, and he's not going to walk in his dad's footsteps, because that would be the thing that would devastate me beyond anything if I didn't pursue this, knowing that I wasted an opportunity that could bring him home and keep him healthy and take that load off of his shoulders and literally save his life. I would never be able to do that financially working as a nurse, but I can do that with this opportunity. And I feel like I was, you know, obviously my path of nursing like was important to get me to where I am and gave me an incredible skill set, but this might be like the next phase to really change and influence lives. You know, first and foremost, my husband's and my own family's. So that's why I do this, like, to create that legacy and to keep our family together. And, you know, sometimes they say like your why should make you cry, and I wasn't expecting to go like all full-blown bawling and not able to get my words out with you guys. But that's how deep you kind of need to get in order to have that persistence to keep going when the no's outweigh the yeses, and when you feel rejected, and when you have fear of failure. Because, you know, there's a why that gets you started, and then there's the why that you tap into that's that like deep down burning fire that keeps you going and going and going. And yeah. I don't even know if I've told Levi all of that, which I probably should. Might get him off my back a little bit. But thank you guys for watching. I can't wait to watch all the rest of your videos. And you guys, this is literally the first day of this group, and it's already like giving me all the feels. So I'm really proud of all of you. And just know that as much as we are trying to like stretch you guys to get you outside of your comfort zone, it's pushing us outside of our comfort zones too. Like this is still like, you know, not easy for me. It's still a stretch. But it's important. It's so important to know and understand why, and to really tap into that like deep burning desire that gets you out of bed. And it's a lot deeper than helping other people, or like there has to be something, you have to kind of tap into that thing that's like, what would be the thing that would devastate me more than anything in the world if I didn't take advantage of this opportunity? And obviously it's not comfortable to let your mind go there, but it's important because that is what is going to give you the staying power and the longevity. And just know that you're on an incredible team. This is an amazing, safe place and family to share your wants and dreams and desires, and there is no way to dream too big with this business, okay? You know, when I first started out, you know, I would think that I had my why identified, but then I would ask myself like, well, but why? But why? But why? You have to keep asking yourself that. Okay, I know that I want that, but why? And keep stretching yourself. And just allow yourself to keep evolving, because there are so many layers to your story and so many reasons why. And the deeper you go, again, the more longevity and the more belief you will have in what you're doing. And having that belief and that staying power is what will really, truly make you successful. As long as you can get outside of your comfort zone and share that with the world, because these are the feelings that people connect to when they hear pieces of our story, okay? You can't keep it bottled up inside. You have to share it with people, because that's how you're gonna find your people and find your tribe. Okay, I'm done rambling now. I'll get off so somebody else can do theirs. I love you guys. Bye.